top 5 questions that I get in my lesbian relationship. Well, marriage, whatever. And I'm sure other lesbians do too. I kind of just like gathered all of the stereotypical questions also too. But it's true, it is like the most asked question that me and my wife have gotten being together. Well, questions. I'm only gonna do 5 because, yeah. Because there's more, but I'll probably just do another one where it's like different ones. But the first one I get all the time is, who's the man and who's the woman? None. Hello? I mean, okay, there's 2 women. Like, clearly there's no man up in this relationship. I just like, it's not the question that irritates me. It's like the wording. Like, why can't you just say like, who's the more fucking dominant or something, or the more, I don't know, like the question just doesn't make any sense. Like, when people say man and women, they clearly mean like who's more masculine and who's more feminine, and it's like clearly you can tell, so why are you asking? Like, obviously I dress more masculine, I carry myself more masculine, I talk more masculine. My wife is more feminine, she dresses more feminine, she talks more feminine, she's more like, we're equal though, you know what I mean? We're not verse. Like, she doesn't go from butch to femme, and I don't go from butch to femme either. Like, I'm very butchy, she's very femmy. I mean, that's stupid. So she does her thing. But if people want to ask like who's more dominant and who's more submissive, we're not. Like, we really aren't. Like, we're equal with everything, with every situation. The only thing that I would say, like, I'm more dominant with is in the bedroom. That's it. That is it. Because I love giving. So that's, I feel like, the only aspect in our relationship where I'm the more dominant one. But we're equal. And I feel like that's in any relationship though. Even in straight relationships, I feel like, or with a man and woman, whatever, I feel like it should be equal. I mean, if it's not, and that's what you like, and the man takes on the role of working and then you stay at home, take care of the kids, and that's your thing, then go for it. Anyway, let's see. That's okay. Question number 2, and this is more specifically to me, is, do you want to be a guy? No, I do not want to be a guy. I'm not transgender. I am more masculine, but I am not transgender. I went through a part of my life where when I was like really trying to find myself, everybody kept putting this thing in my head that I was, because I was really boyish, I still am, and everything. So they were like, oh, well, maybe you're transgender. And like, of course I didn't know. I was just trying to find myself. So like, that's kind of like what I identified as in a point in my life. But as I started kind of like educating myself and finding other things, I realized that I'm not transgender. So yeah, but I'm not. So yeah, that's another question that I want to get. So no, I do not want a dick between my legs in any aspect. Let's see. And then okay, the third question is probably more directed to my wife, is do you want to be with a man? And that's solely on the fact of, like, because we use a strap-on. Not with me. Keep that thing away from me. But I use it on her, and if people know that, which it's not really anybody's business, but which I just totally just said on video, but whatever, doesn't matter. It's a fucking sex toy, you guys. It's not a fucking deadly weapon. People assume that she wants to be with a guy. And, no, she doesn't. She's full-blown lesbian. She doesn't like the penis unless it's a fake-ass rubber one that's attached to me. So, no, she doesn't want to be with a guy. My brain is, like, all over the place. That's question number 4. Question number 4. It's not really like a specific question because people ask it like 80 billion, people have asked it 80 billion, trillion, quadrillion different ways. But we've always got the similar question of basically how we have sex. When me and Ashley, when we used to ride the bus a lot together, we would have some men, which I'm just saying men. I'm not being like sexist. It's just, it was always men. Like I never got that asked by a female ever in my entire life. Okay, maybe like a couple times, but it's been like recent. So, but for the most part, we've been asked by guys, and we'll be at the bus and they'll just be like, "Oh, are you guys like together?" And we're like, "Yeah," and then they'll just start asking like, "Well, how do you guys have sex?" Like we've been asked that. I can't even tell you how many freaking times. It's annoying as shit. It's the same way y'all have sex, and I'm talking about straight couples. It's just with 2 females. We do penetration. We do oral. Some of them will like it, the booty. But it's the same fucking shit. The only difference is that both people have the same parts. That's the only difference. Literally. It's literally the only difference. We have sex the same. We kiss, we caress, we hug, we moan, we do everything else that everyone else does. The only difference is that it's with two people or more, depending on what you're into, that have the same parts. Whether it's 2 dicks or 2 vaginas, it's the same thing. It's just, we just have to alter it a bit. That's the only difference. Because with a straight couple, you got a dick and a vagina. So obviously you don't have to put anything on except a condom, I hope. And that's it. You know? You don't have to attach really anything. But with 2 lesbians, obviously, you have to put a strap-on on if that's what your partner likes. And we use fingers. I mean, we do everything else that a man and a female would do. It's the same shit. And everybody is different though. That's the other thing too. Is it's like everybody has sex differently. Some people like penetration, some people don't. Some people like oral, some people don't. Some people like fingers, some people don't. Some people like toys, some people don't. Some people like it rough, some people like it soft. Some people like it kinky as fuck, and some people don't. It's just like everybody has their different things that they like in sex. And I think you can ask anybody that question. How do you have sex personally? Because I feel like people that ask just assume that we all do it the same. And it's like, no. Do you guys do it the same? I mean, I'm just saying. No, you don't. Everybody has sex differently. Everybody has sex in the way that they want to. So, no. Stop asking. Literally. Like, I've had people say, like, do you use a strap on? And, like, do you use it on her? Or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why is this any of your business? I'm like, you don't see me asking you about your sex. I don't care about your damn sex. What the fuck ever. It's nasty. I don't care. Like, well, why is it okay for y'all to ask? And I think that's one thing. It's like, we get all these questions that, like, it's like, why is it okay for y'all to ask us these questions? But if we asked you the same question, y'all would be confused as fuck and be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, isn't it clear? I'm like, well, isn't it clear? Damn. And I can't even say go watch lesbian porn because that shit is so fucking fake. It's like ridiculous. So clearly, can't really go off on that. But I'm saying like, it's just like lesbian or gay sex is just this like foreign ass thing that like nobody can seem to understand. And I'm like letting y'all know right now, it's literally the same. It's literally the fucking same. is literally the same. We just have to like put a little twist on it, if that's what you want. Let's see, what was the 5th question? I'm trying to think. I forgot. My head hurts. Another one. We don't get this one as often, but I've gotten it. Well, we've gotten it from a couple people where they'll be like, first they'll ask us, you know, do you guys want kids? Or, you know what, actually, let me rephrase this. Actually, I remember now. People ask, how are you going to have kids? Sorry, I'm just looking for common sense here. The same way anybody else does. Hello? Yeah, I can't impregnate Ashley and she can't impregnate me because we don't have fucking penises, clearly. But it would be the same way as if a straight couple couldn't have a baby, whether the man was sterile or the woman was. It would be the same fucking thing. Like, or for whatever reason, if you go and you get artificial insemination, like, really? It's the same thing. Like, that's what we're gonna do. What do you think? We want kids, so we're just gonna hop on a dick real quick? No, that's nasty as fuck. Look, before people give me hate, I understand that a lot of older lesbians have done that, but you have to understand the time period. Okay, back then that shit wasn't really acceptable during that time of them being out. And, you know, a lot more hate came about, you know, 2 women being together or 2 men. So you have to understand that a lot of older lesbians really couldn't be out. So a lot of them tried to live normal lives and be with a man, have a family, and stuff like that. That was the thing to do back then. Nowadays, you don't have to do that. But I don't judge that. I understand. It was like really fucking hard for people to come out and for people to live their authentic selves. I understand that. And it's still hard, but it's just more acceptable. But I think like, and that's fine, like, you know, and eventually they get out of that situation and they just sort of say, I can't do it anymore. And then they end up having kids with a guy. And that's fine, obviously, but that's just not for me. I'm not in the place where I need to do that. I don't want to do that. And people are like, it's easier. I'm like, it's easier? Like, that would be like if I'm talking to a straight person, I'm like, yeah, well, it's just easier to have sex with a girl because then you don't have to worry about getting pregnant. Like, no, it's not easier if that's not what you're attracted to. If that's not what you're sexually, emotionally, and physically attracted to, no, it's not easier. It might be easier for you because you like hopping on the dick, but no, it's not easier for lesbians. Just like it would be like if a gay guy's like, well, just impregnate a female, then you can have a kid. That's easier, right? Than having to spend all this money on a donor. Yeah, okay, this is the thing. It's not easier. It's cheaper. That's the thing. It is cheaper. It really is. Because if you just have sex with somebody, you get pregnant, then you don't have to worry about spending thousands of dollars on fucking sperm. I understand that. Yeah, that's cheaper. And some people do it that way also because it is cheaper and it's more. But my thing is, if you can't really afford the sperm, then maybe you shouldn't have a kid. All I'm saying. But that's just my thing. Whatever. I don't judge. Even though I'm like totally judging right now. But anyway, everybody can do whatever the fuck they want. But my thing is like, don't say you're lesbian if you keep hopping on the dick. I'm just saying. Don't do it. Say you're fucking something else. My thing is, if you are lesbian and you keep having sex with guys, you're not a fucking lesbian. I'm just letting you know. You're fucking not. I don't know if people really understand the concept of that, but my thing is, that's how we're gonna have kids. And another off question to that is people ask, how who's gonna carry the child? Well, we're both female, so I'm sure we both will. And I know, like, in some people, they don't want to carry. And I understand that. Totally fine. But my thing is, but that's also with, like, straight couples. I'm sure there's women out there that don't want to have kids. They don't want to carry. And obviously they can't have a kid because man can't carry the kid. So, I mean, it's like that with everybody, you know. Sometimes women just don't want to carry a child, and that's totally fine. But it's like people say it like they assume that I'm not going to do it because I'm more masculine. I'm like, no, I'm going to carry. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate. You know, I'm a fucking butchy ass woman with a fucking big round belly, you know. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. But I'm going to get a lot of hate anyway, because we're lesbians. And even if we weren't, people just hate. That's just how it is. So, I'm like, I don't fucking care. But no, that we will both carry if we decide to have children. Because I want to have a child from me. So, yeah, I want to carry. I don't know, I might only want to carry one time, but who knows? No more than twice, though. Nope. I'm only gonna have 2 children that come out of me, so, yeah. But, probably only once. Depends on how I feel in the situation. But yeah, so those are my top 5 questions. I wasn't trying to shade anybody, I wasn't trying to give no hate. I'm just trying to express to you guys frustrations with these questions and maybe, like, answer some questions that people had, because maybe they just, like, don't know, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.